Today I wanted to talk about how important the sun is because I've been kind of stressed and a little off balance the past few days. Nothing major, just feeling a little off. Um, and I had a lot of stuff to get done today, and I realized, I need to just get out in the sun. I think I just need to get some vitamin D, close my eyes, let the sun just kind of sit on my forehead, that when you feel it just kind of sitting on your skin, and you can kind of feel it melting everything away, melting tension away. And you can easily feel rejuvenated by the sun if you don't spend too much time in it. And I've heard before that however long it takes for you to sunburn, you should spend half of that time in the sun each day. So I don't know where that came from. I just remember I have it somewhere in my mental files. I don't know where the source of it is. But I was talking to a friend this morning, and she was saying she was gonna get some sun, and I was like, that's funny, me too. And she was saying that, the words that she used, I don't remember, but that the sun has like a code. It's encoded in the rays, is certain information that our bodies respond to. And the encoding of the sun rays is very harmonious with the DNA or the encoding of our energetic body. But a lot of people don't know that. And if people knew that, they would use the sun more for therapy and more for medicine. But it's just not talked about, and it's science-based. I don't know, like I said, I don't know the exact terminology and where this is proven, but it is science-based, yet we're not told about it, or we don't hear about this kind of thing regularly. And if we did, would people be healthier? Would we be able to heal ourselves at quicker rates, or avoid disease if we did know? And when she was telling me about the encoded patterns within the solar rays, I was reminded of a time when one of the first times not one of the first times, but in the first phase where I ever started really meditating and doing it as a daily practice. So I was new to the information that comes during meditation. I was kind of new to the profound experiences that you might have, and what meditation can do for you. But I was doing it. I was starting to do it daily, and really starting to see some shifts in the way I thought, in my life, in my health, mental health, emotional health, all kinds of health. So I was sitting one day in front of the window where I would meditate, and it was just that time of the day where the sun was coming through. I think it was late morning, 11 a.m. or so, maybe 10 a.m. And I remember I had my eyes closed, and I could sense the sun kind of hitting this side of my face. And so I moved so that it would hit the center of my face, which just felt better. It just felt like it wasn't off-centered. So I put it here. I put the major, ray of light that was coming through the window in the center of my forehead. And I had an experience. It was I probably wrote about it afterwards because it was so amazing. I don't remember all the details, but I got this sense. First of all, I started to really feel my body releasing tension. And it really started with the tension in my forehead, and the tension in my cheeks and around my eyes and my lips. Everything around my face started to just relax. And I felt like it was literally melting the tension off of my bones and away out of my muscles. And it was such an amazing sensation, such a somatic sense of release. All done, I believed, by the sun. So I was, just allowing this and really accepting what was happening with the release. And then the information that was coming was sort of about how everything's okay and everything's going to be okay. And just to kind of be in that moment. And after that experience, I came out of the meditation. I was sort of in a state, you could say. But I thought, wow, that was incredible. What just happened? So I took my tarot cards, which it's a deck that I use, and I don't know much about tarot, honestly. I just I like this book. It's called Way of the Great Oracle. I liked the author who I heard in a podcast. His name's James Wanless. And I liked what he was about, so I got his tarot deck, which comes with the book, or you can get both of them. And so I just pulled a card with that question in mind. I had my stack of, his deck is called the Voyager Tarot. So I had the stack in front of me, and I asked for clarification of what just happened. What was that I just experienced? That was incredible. Can you tell me more? So I pull, I get narrowed down to 2 cards, and I pull the one card that's speaking to me I split the deck in 2s over and over and over again until I get to 1. That's how I do it. And I sense which hand is burning over the card that's like appropriate or yes, or gonna help me with the question. So finally I get to the one card, I pick it up, and it's Sun. The card is Sun. And I was like, okay, well that's not a coincidence, but really, really cool. And so then I started reading about once I picked the card, I should show it to you, but once I picked the card, I looked at the image and started reading. And I want to share what I read that day, because it's just very cool. Cool information about the sun and the power of the sun and what it does for us. So here you go. As the emitter of light and heat, the sun represents the law of radiance. The rays of the sun awaken and give life. The I Ching hexagram for the sun is number 30, Li, the clinging fire. It stands for nature or sun in its radiance. Through its radiance, the 4 quarters of the world are illuminated, and its light spreads to penetrate the nature of man. That's from the I Ching. And then it continues. The radiant light of the sun brings consciousness, hence the association of the sun with the all-seeing eye. In India, the sun as Surya is the eye of Varuna. In Greece, as Helios, the eye of Zeus. In Egypt, it is the eye of consciousness of the chakras. Your chakra wheels of awareness move you through your will. Move with purpose to be the sun. With a turned on consciousness, you will have the radiant fire of the sun, a bright mind, a warm heart, and an active body, and a fiery spirit. As the sun, you will have a life vitality like the youthful Tutankhamun, the Sun King. Full of the life radiance of the sun, become the sun in your own world, a central figure of power that creates life. This is in accordance with the Kabbalah letter for the sun, Resh, which means head or face. In the head and as the head is your power of authority and leadership, which you can openly express to radiate light and life throughout the world. So then the book is really awesome because if I could show you the card in color, I would, but it's over there and I would have to dig through the pile. So the cards are very vivid images. They're beautiful images. They have, if you want to know about how this deck was designed, you can go to the podcast. I'll just link it in the description below. The podcast is called The 4 Doctors with Paul Chek, and he interviews James Wanless. And James Wanless in that episode shares the creation of the cards and how he designed the whole Voyager Tarot. But anyways, what I love about these cards is when you look at the image, the card is a compilation of images that all have to do with the subject, the sun in this case. So each image has a certain meaning, and then he describes the meaning of the images that are found in each design. So the mental state and how it relates to the sun. Morning sun and the youthful king. Be awake, alert, conscious, create a healthy and optimistic mind, see the bright side, and wake up others. Then there's the unevolved side of that. So if you are not using the sun qualities to your highest and best interest, if you're not awake to those qualities within, what does that look like? Well, the unevolved mental side is being overbearing and being overly intellectual. So an overbearing intellect. That's the unevolved side. The emotional high point of the sun is celebrant of the sun. Life is sunny, joyous, and uplifting. Having that emotional feeling within you that life is sunny, joyous, and uplifting. And the unevolved side is being burned out, being overindulgent. It's like too much excess, right? The physical qualities of the sun that are useful is the morning sun and the young king. So he's saying the morning sun and the young king is, there's a picture of that found in the cards, and this is what it means. It means maintain a youthful vitality and energy. Get heated up. Get your metabolism moving. Exercise for health. Go outdoors into the light. That's the physical way that you can take in the sun and use it for your advancement, your improvement, your health. The unevolved physical way of the sun is physical excess to the point of injury or illness, sunburnt. So not knowing limitations, not listening to your body, pushing too hard, staying out too long in the sun and getting burnt. All of those are representation of the unevolved side of the physical sun. Action in the world. So how you can manifest action in the world using the power of the sun in a healthy way. I'll skip some of it so it makes more sense. Co-creative, synergistic partnerships, mutual sharing of energies and talents, giving to others. That's like the sun rays, how they give life, they give light. It's how you want to be in your relationships, giving to others like the sun. Playing with others. People go out in the sun and they play, so you want to play with others. Working with others. Thinking of how butterflies and flowers are working in this harmonious exchange of fuel and reproduction and, what do you call it? Pollen, how the pollen is spread around, right? So playing with others and working with the others. Loving others. The sun gives life, it gives love. Flowers wouldn't grow without the sun. Nothing would work without the sun. So loving others and allowing for life to continue because of that cycle of receiving and giving love. But the unevolved side of the sun in how it takes place in the world is by being dominating. So when you're dominating, you're not allowing for the natural flow and the harmony of life to just unfold as it's designed to. Spiritual wisdom. So you have transformative, recreative ability. You can awaken the mind from sleep, the body from heaviness and fatigue, the heart from depression, and the spirit from oppression. So we have the qualities of the sun within us because we have the ability to recreate and give life within us. We can awaken our minds when we've been dulled or when we're not thinking creatively anymore. We can awaken our minds. We have the power to do that within us. The power of the sun is within. We can get our bodies to feel light and vibrant after it's felt heavy and fatigued. We have the power to lift up our emotions if we feel oppressed or depressed. If we feel sad, lonely for long periods of time, we have the power to change that within, and we can lift up our spirits at will. We have that power. It means that we have the power of the sun within. But the unevolved way of going about that is letting your ego tell you stories. So the ego is, saying whatever you want to say that keeps you stuck, right? Oh, I can't go outside. I have too much work to do. That's your ego convincing you that you don't have time to go outside. Well, that person is happy because they have this, and that, but I don't have those same things, so I can't be happy. That's your ego. Your ego will tell you that you have to be in control. Your ego will keep you in the victim mindset, but you have the power to go against the ego. Astrologically, you are a dynamic, creative, central figure of power, influence, leadership, and responsibility. Move, stimulate, and energize others. Well, when I read that, I think about the ego, but in a healthy way. Like, the ego is a sense of self. It's a person's own identity, and that can be used in a really amazing, beautiful way. And it kind of makes me think of that. You are a dynamic, creative, central figure of power, influence, leadership, and responsibility. Move, stimulate, and energize others. When we have a healthy ego, we're using it in service of others. We're using our ego to put ourselves out in the world and spread messages and heal ourselves and others. So you can do that with the sun energy within. Be assertive, outgoing, active, and worldly. Be like gold. Strive for your best. Your personal best is like the inner gold, right? Be active in the daytime. That's what the sun's for, right? It's to energize us, to help us stay on a healthy circadian rhythm where we go to sleep when the sun goes down and we wake up when the sun goes up, and we're active in the day when the sun is up. So it helps us keep track of time. It helps us keep track of projects and when to be active and when to be restful. We can follow the pattern of the sun and match it with our own, patterns of living. Seek the center, the spotlight, the heat, and the sun. That made me think about how people, when you talk about the comfort zone, when people don't want to go out of their comfort zone, they want to stay safe. That's like kind of staying in the shadows. It's like you're staying back where people can't see you, and you're playing it safe and you're playing small. But if you use the energy of the sun, then you seek the center. You go into the thing that's challenging. You go towards the heat, and that's the sunlight pulling you, right? It's the light. So out of the comfort zone, and don't play small. It's okay to be in the center of attention. It's okay to have the spotlight on you as long as you're following the light. Be light and playful. Be creative. Be fertile. Be sexy. Radiate your light to all. Be all-encompassing. Take vitamin C. Eat healthy foods. Be colorful, like the rainbow. Rainbow's a product of the sun. Be fruitful. Share your abundance and reward yourself. Make money. So that's a really cool just reminder of the sun, the qualities that it has, and things it reminds us of when we allow sunlight into our lives metaphorically, and also when we get into the physical sun and let the rays wash over us. And then I'll read these last few chapters. Consulting the oracle, the sun, doing it from the sun perspective. Often you cannot see the forest for the trees. Similarly, your own life is so obvious and close that you cannot clearly comprehend it. The same for the sun. It is the most obvious and dominating force of your day, and yet you cannot look at it directly. Reading the tarot is like putting on a set of glasses that allows you to see yourself. Cards are like a lens through which you can understand your true nature. It is like understanding the sun through a picture or a lens of it. You can indirectly know yourself and your sun through an intermediary tool or a medium. Like, you can't look straight at the sun because it'll burn your eyeballs. You can't look at it with your eyes open. You always have to squint or look off to the side or look through glasses, right? What you cannot see clearly about yourself is the sun that you are. To see your sun nature is blinding. And so you remain largely ignorant of your own radiance. Through the medium of tarot, however, you can see that you are illuminated, creative, and strong like the sun. Tarot is a golden opportunity to imprint your consciousness with the reality of your sun nature. Consulting the Oracle of Tarot is a way of expressing your sun nature. Through a reading, you awaken, energize, heal, and clarify. This power is often too blinding, however. Beware that the radiant sun you are in a reading may be too strong for your own or another's system and serve to burn out and perhaps even cause pain. Be discriminating. Know when and how to moderate your sun power so that it is acceptable and comforting. So, wow, I love that. It's been a while since I've read that whole thing. I actually think I made a video, probably 5 videos again, and I referenced this chapter. I must really love the sun chapter. But I love the reminders of that, that, the radiance within us and our inherent power. Sometimes we forget it because it's, maybe the sun isn't shining that day. We don't see ourselves as our brightness or our radiance. And then other days, I think it's like that quote, what's that quote? It's how people are afraid more of the possibility of what they could be, more afraid of what they are capable of instead of the thing they're required to do. I can't remember who. It's I think a president might have said it. Anyways, but it's your own power, your own radiance, your own sun within can be so bright and daunting to accept that we avoid looking at it. But the truth is, we have all the power within us to be our own sun and to share the sunlight with other people. And when we can remember that, it makes for a better world, a much healthier world, because we become healthier people. So I'm encouraging you to get into the sun, even if it's 5 minutes a day, but just allow the sunlight to, hit your forehead, whatever body part you can, and just be safe. Like the book says, don't overindulge, don't get sunburnt, know your limitations, but use the sun as medicine and just see what happens for you. I mean, what if literally you went into the sun every day for 5 minutes for a month? What would change? What could possibly change about your attitude, your mindset, your self-understanding, your sense of empowerment? I mean, so much positive comes from the sunlight, and I can attest to that just from today. I think I spent probably 30 minutes in the sun, and it was just awesome. I mean, we all could use it. So I'll see you tomorrow.